So to focus on getting the ball camera follow to work is we're literally going to call a script ball camera follow. So we're going to create that, and it might load up the other one, so we're just going to go back and double click it again. Oh, I double clicked the wrong one, look at me. Right, this time we're going to add a couple of things at the top, not just one. So we're going to do public transform, and then we're going to call it target. So transform is literally where a game object is, so where our ball is basically, that's what that one's going to stand for. We're going to do a public vector 3, and we're going to call it offset, and it's going to equal new vector 3 0 5 minus 8. Now this is basically a measurement within the space, so these represent the different axes. So you got your X, your Y, and your Z. So we're gonna use this a bit later and it'll make some more sense, but that's why we set that up there. So we've got a measurement of axes we're gonna use. And then what we also need to do, like the other script, we need a public float, and we're gonna call this smooth speed, and we're gonna equal 5f just to start off with again. And that's gonna help with kind of moving stuff about. Now, we've got our start, which we call the first frame. We've got our update. We're actually going to call something new here. We're going to do public void late update. Now, late updates are called every frame, but it's a little bit later than kind of the normal update. So the idea is it's slowly following what's happened in the update. We're going to get rid of these two here. And what we're going to do is if we go if target return. Now for this, what it means is if an if statement is if this or if that. So if statement is if exclamation mark target, we're going to return, so we're going to stop running the script or the function, sorry. Now this is basically saying if target isn't there. So if we've not assigned a target, it will return. And that's what we do, we put those exclamation marks in. Now it will get confusing because punctuality is used for loads of different things within scripting. But that's basically the gist of that. So like, if like is cool, so that would be like no is not cool, or yes is cool kind of thing. So there's just a bit of context there. So we're going to do vector 3, and we're going to do desired position. Now this is going to be our target dot position plus offset. Now we're adding that offset on because we want to follow the player ball all times, but we want to be a little bit further back so we're not like getting a first person view. So that's what we can set up there, and that's then we're going to do transform dot position equals, and we're going to do vector 3 again. We're going to do something called lerp. So lerp is basically when it goes between 2 points, and we're going to do transform dot position, and we're going to do a little comma there. We're going to do desired position, which we've set just above here to be our target plus offset, and then all we need to do is make sure we're using our smooth speed, and we're going to times everything by time dot delta time. And what this is basically saying is the position of our camera should be between the transform and the desired position, and it's going smooth speed and time. So times by delta times just mean the current time in the game. So like if it's been a second, that would be a second. And we're also just going to quickly do this. So it's always facing where the player is, because we don't want it looking the wrong way kind of thing. Now, if we close that down, and you will have to give it a sec, so we'll want to update again once we're in there. If I go to main camera, I'm going to do add, I'm going to do ball, control flow, and what I need to do here is drag this player ball into here. So I'm literally dragging it from the hierarchy into there. Now if I press play again, there we go. Oh, Let's give that a fix. So I'm just going to drag the playable up a little bit more. Sometimes it gets a bit finicky if it's not landing straight on it. So let's have a look. There we go. Oh. I wonder why that is happening. So we've got a player ball and it's not following it right now. But you can see where the camera is. If I move the ball in real life, you can see kind of what that late update's doing, where it's following it. Here we go. So now it's fixed. It just needed a bit of moving around. It seems to be working. And we're going to drop it down the hole, and our camera will follow it. So that's basically the camera follow there. We can definitely, if we take these bits out of the level parent, so take our goal out of it, and we give it another try, that should give it a little fix. There we go. And I've died. Oh, I've made it onto the goal. So the next thing we're going to fix is this, where we just fall and fall and fall and fall forever. Okay? So in the next episode, we'll give that a fix.